done. And just give me a second before I'm going to mute people across the board, or if you guys want to mute yourself, we're going to mute everyone except Melissa. Got it.
Good. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your holiday day to spend a little time on you, which is always important. This chair yoga class is designed around the theme of freeing your joints up. So we're going to work on all the big joints, our neck, our shoulders, our wrists, our feet, our hips, our knees, with the idea that as we open up our joints, we create some space and freedom in our bodies. And today is the theme is freedom and independence, and that's kind of what we're going to be working with our body and our practice today. We're going to start standing. Today's class, we will alternate between seated and standing. So you can be in your bare feet or your socks or whatever, but I thought we would just get right into it and start standing. So please join me on your mat or on your carpet, wherever you are this morning. And we're just going to welcome ourselves to our space. I'm taking a moment to just kind of get centered and to drop aside anything on our to-do list and to just get fully present here on our mats and in our community today. So let's start with some wonderful, big, exaggerated shoulder shrugs. We can kind of cleanse out our breath as we do this. So as we inhale, I want you to pull your shoulders up, up, up to your ears, give them a good squeeze. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go with a sigh, as you roll those shoulders back and down. We'll do that a couple of times. Inhale to lift and squeeze up. You can even close your eyes here. Exhale, let it go and drop those shoulders down. 2 more times. Inhale to lift and squeeze. Exhale, drop and let it go. Last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Good. Now just take a little bit wider stance and we'll just start to let our arms kind of swing from side to side as we turn our torso right to left. And you'll notice that I'm lifting my heel as I turn away from that lifted heel. And this is just to get our spine warmed up, to start to move the energy in the body, right? If you've just woken up, you might feel a little stuck or stagnant energy in the body, and we're just helping to let it start to flow in this manner. You can turn your head from side to side as well. You can go as fast or as slow as you like, and just let your hands gently tap your body as you turn side to side. Just easy, gentle waking up. You might feel your low back beginning to unlock a little bit here. Could feel nice in the hips as well. We're just going to slow it right down until we come back to center, bringing our feet underneath our hips, toes pointing forward. And take a minute to find your best posture, whatever that means to you. So for me, that means stacking and aligning our joints. So you want your hips to be right over your ankles. You want your shoulders to be over your hips. You want the back of the head to draw back slightly so your ears line up with your shoulders. Turn your palms forward and radiate your fingertips down to the ground. Press into the soles of your feet and feel an engagement of your legs. Maybe those kneecaps lift just a little bit so you turn on your quadriceps. Pull your tailbone down and gently press the hip points, the front of the hips, forward. Lift your navel so the belly button draws towards the spine and lifts up towards the heart. And then feel your heart open wide. Rolling the shoulders back just slightly so that you feel a nice openness across your chest. Close your eyes and find yourself here in mountain pose. This is the foundational pose for all of our standing yoga poses. Here we're just going to tap into our breath. So as you stand, begin to notice your breath moving in and out of your nose. Not changing the breath in any way, but just really paying attention to that flow of energy. As we inhale, we draw that oxygen deep and down into our belly centers. And as we exhale, we fully empty out through the nose, sending that breath up and out through the lungs. And just a couple of rounds like this, seeing if we can just drop into our bodies, coming out of our heads and beginning to make that mind-body connection, where the mind is focused on the breath, where we begin to feel that the body and the breath are working with the mind. There's a connection here. Feel a little lift up through the crown of your head as you get nice and tall here. Root down through the soles of your feet. Now I'll invite you to bring your hands to meet in front of your heart in what we call Anjali Mudra. This is the prayer mudra. Press your thumbs into your heart and then spread all your fingertips out and away like little rays of sunshine from your heart center. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. So that could just be a simple word. Maybe you'd like to find peace or calm today. It could be a mantra. I am loved, for example. It could be a dedication to someone. Whatever feels right, just breathe that into your heart space, your intention for today. And breathe it out, radiating your intention out through each fingertip, out and into the universe. Take a little smile, draw the corners of your mouth up, and let's gently ease our eyes open and make our way into a little more movement. Let's start to warm up the body. Feeling good here today. I'm so glad you're joining us. So let's start to sync up our breath with some movement. If you are fatigued and you need to sit, you're welcome to sit in a chair at this point. So please always modify to what your body needs. But we'll take some sun breaths to link up breath and movement. Inhale now to sweep the arms all the way overhead. And let's look up if we can. Let our palms meet. As we exhale, separate your hands, make fists, and I want you to curl your wrists all the way down until your arms come back alongside of your body. Good. Again, open the palms, inhale, lift, and look up. See if you can get your palms to press together. Get nice and tall here. Exhale, separate the hands, make fists, and then curl the wrists all the way down. Take it nice and slow. We're not in a rush here. Opening up our shoulders and our wrists and our neck. Inhale again, palms spread open. Lift the arms overhead, palms come to press. And then exhale, make those fists and curl them all the way down. Just feeling that nice opening through the wrists. Ooh, mine are nice and tight. Inhale, one last time, bring the arms overhead. This time we're going to interlace our fingers. As we exhale, press your palms up towards the ceiling and relax your inner shoulders. Now press down through the feet as you push the palms up. Get nice and long through your waistline here. And feel the stretch in your wrist flexors. And you'll slide your hands now back behind your skull. Elbows open nice and wide. I'll turn to the side here so you can see me a little better. As we inhale, we're going to drop our head back into our hands and open our elbows wide, taking a little back bend here as we lift from the center of our chest. Opening the throat here. As we exhale, we're going to tuck our chin to our chest and bring the elbows in close to our head. Now notice I'm not rounding my upper back. My upper back is still upright. I'm just focusing on the stretch in my neck, the back of my neck. So let's do that again. Inhale as we open up, spread the elbows wide, lean the head back into the hands and open your chest and throat. And then as you exhale, tuck and round, keeping the spine tall. We're just isolating the neck muscles here. Should feel really good. Good, again, inhale, let's open it up. Lean back, stretching the front of the neck. And then exhale, rounding in, chin to chest, elbows coming close to the head. Good. Now lift the head and then release your hands all the way up and overhead. One more time, big stretch here. And a little tick-tock from side to side, just stretching out the waistline as we press our hips right and left, feeling nice and grounded. Good. Good, and back to center, we'll just release the arms down. And then face the back of your chair or whatever, if you have a counter or a desktop, whatever you're using. We're gonna move down into the feet and ankles because we had a request for feet and ankles. And we don't often stretch these joints out. And these are the workhorses, our feet, of our body. So we're going to step the right foot back and come onto the ball of the foot. So you'll see my heel is lifted here. Now really press all your toes into the ground and press into that ball mount and start to feel the stretch in the arch and the bottom, the sole of your foot here. Good. Now take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, press your heel down. You may need to bend into that left knee and drop that heel all the way to the ground. And stay here and breathe. Now you're going to be feeling a stretch in your Achilles here and in your calf. This is a static form of stretch, not dynamic, and it's just as good as pulsing, right? Moving more dynamically. Now we will move between the two. So inhale, peel your heel off the floor, come onto the ball of the foot. Maybe you get some nice little snaps or cracks or pops. Exhale, drop that heel down. Nice and slow. So I want you to really feel the sole of the foot working, the muscles in the foot as you lift the heel, pressing into the ball, and then sending that heel back and down, really stretching out your calf and your Achilles. Good, one more time, peel the heel up, roll through the sole of the foot, come onto the ball, and then exhale, drop that heel down, breathe into that deep stretch, should feel good. Now pick up your right foot, and I'm gonna turn to the front, and you're just gonna bring the toes to the ground in line with the left. So my heel is lifted here. We're gonna start to rotate that right knee and ankle. So you're pressing into the ball mound and all 5 toes, and you're rolling your knee and your ankle in a circle. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, this is very effective. I can feel everything getting a good juicing up here. It's like lubricating all those joints. We're gonna do this in one direction a couple of times. And I definitely get a lot of releasing when I do this. And then we're gonna reverse the direction and take it in the opposite way. Yeah, so just kind of digging the toes into the ground and then freeing up the ankle and the knee so you can make these nice rotations. Good, even feeling it up into the hip here as well. Nice. And we're staying very even with our breath here. That's the yoga of it, right? Keeping a nice steady breath. We'll take this to the other side. Stepping the left foot back now, coming on to the ball mound of the left foot. Heel is lifted, dig your toes into the ground, really push, push, push so you can feel the stretch in the ankle and along the arch and the sole of the foot. Nice deep breath in here. And as you exhale, drop the heel down and bend into that right knee. And we're gonna stay here and just breathe. So feel this side, could feel really different, right? Left side, right side. We hold our tightness in the body asymmetrically because we are asymmetrical. Woo, I feel it in my hamstring here. All right, let's move a little bit. Inhale, peel the heel up and off the floor. Press into the ball mount. As you exhale, nice and slow, roll through the sole of the foot as you bring that heel down. Remembering to bend into that right knee. Good, again, inhale, heel lifts, roll through the sole of the foot, come on to the ball mount, big stretch. Exhale, sending the heel down. Good, one more time, inhale, roll through, lifting that heel, pressing into the toes, and then exhaling, dropping the heel down. Good. Now stepping that left foot up alongside of the right, coming onto the toes here. We're going to do those circles now on this side. So this may be a little stickier for you. It could come just as fluidly as the other side. Try to really rotate through all your toes, right? From the big toe side to the pinky toe side as you make these rotations. Yeah, I'm getting some good releasing over here. We're going to reverse direction, take it around the other way. Oh yeah, feels really good. Now we're going to do something that is pretty intense. We'll slow this down. Most people don't stretch the top of their foot, and this is a pretty intense stretch. So facing the back of the chair, I'm going to lift up my right foot, and I'm going to bring the top of the foot to the mat. So that means my toes are going to be facing back behind me, and I'm going to drop as much weight onto the top of my foot as is tolerable. This is a big stretch for the muscles along the front or the very top of your foot and the front of your ankle. This is a deep stretch. For those of us who experience sciatica, this can oftentimes be a nice release that can help with those sciatic nerves. So just do what feels right for you. It doesn't take much pressure to feel this work. And then we're going to release. Feel free to kind of roll out your ankle or give your leg a little shake. And we're going to take that to the other side. So the top of my left foot is coming to the mat. My toes are facing behind me. I'm pressing down as much as feels tolerable. Now this is pretty intense, but I can feel the stretch right from the very top of my big toe straight up the front of my foot and across the front of my ankle. So big stretch here. Remember to tap into your breathing when you're doing something like this. Our instinct is to hold our breath, but instead you want to really let the breath flow because the breath will help to open up these tight and sticky spots. All right, how's everybody doing? Let's let go of that. Woo! Give it a good shake. Thank you for even going there with me because I know that one is a tough one to do. All right, let's stand away from the back of the chair now. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance. Bring the arms up and overhead. We're going to reach for our left wrist with our right hand and just gently tug it over to the right as we press our hips to the left. So we're getting a nice side stretch here, beginning to open up the side body, which can hold a lot of tension. You know, we tend to get contracted and closed in on the side body as we move through our day. So this is just a nice way to stretch it out. And if you feel like it, see if you can pick up that left foot and drop it back and behind your right. So as if you're coming into a little curtsy here, I'm on the ball of that left foot, and I'm going to bend into my right knee and maybe take this a little bit deeper. Yeah, just see if that feels good to you. Just an option. You can stay right where we were before, but this is just taking it a little bit deeper. And then come up through center and step nice and wide. So we're going to release the feet wide. We're going to turn the toes out here. And we'll gently begin to bend into the knees. So you want to have a wide enough stance so that your knees will eventually stack over your ankles. Now you have the chair nearby if you need that for support, but we're starting to work open the hips here and the glute muscles and the quadriceps, right? So we're going to take little pulses just up and down. This is also going to work into our knees. And as we draw up, I want you to squeeze those inner thigh muscles in to lift and to relax them as you come down, right? So little pulses just to free up these big joints that do a lot of work for us. Yes, very nice. Think about this, you know, as something that could translate into your day if you're a gardener, for example, getting into the garden and digging and, you know, getting lower to the ground, or just day-to-day picking things up, right? This is a really nice movement. And now we're just going to kind of take it side to side. So just swinging the hips and then kind of straightening the leg a little bit, adding a little fluid motion here, just side to side. Doesn't take much, just gently asking these bigger joints to start to warm up. So feeling some freedom, some movement here, nice and easy. Good. And then coming back to center, drop down as low as you can. Try not to pitch your torso forward, but to bring the shoulders back and over the hips, and then gently pull the legs up to straight as you press into your feet, and then bring your feet back a little bit wider than hips width distance. Nice. Arms overhead. Reach up. This time we're going to reach for our right wrist with our left hand, and up and over that big side bend now to the left. Press your hips to the right, round evenly through your feet, and enjoy opening up your rib cage on the right side. All those sideways muscles into the side body, finding some nice deep breaths here as we stretch open. Try to position a little more weight on that right foot so not all of it is in the left. And if you'd like, try to pick up the right foot, drop it back and behind your left, bend into the left knee and take that little curtsy. Maybe going a little deeper here. You might feel this coming into your outer hips, into the front of the hip a little bit. Nice work, everybody. Big breath in. On the exhale, release and come back. Feet now underneath you, point the toes forward. I'll turn to the side. We're going to do a little standing cow and cat. So bend the knees and drop your tailbone back and place your hands right on top of your thighs. As you inhale, think about lifting your heart, looking up and drawing your shoulders back. This is cow pose. As you exhale, you're going to tuck and round, bring your chin to your chest and tuck your tailbone under as you hollow your belly out. And again, inhale, finding that cow pose, lifting the heart. This is really nice work for the spine. Exhale as we tuck and round, chin to chest. One more as we inhale, pull your shoulder blades down your back. And then exhale, tuck and round. Good, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Give the shoulders a couple of good rolls. And let's take a moment to just breathe through some sun breaths. So this is one of the last ones standing. I'm turning my chair around so you'll face the seat of your chair here. And we'll do some sun salutations modified. So this is going to involve some forward folding. We're going to start to stretch out our back chain muscles now. And this is going to feel really good. So positioning yourself about a foot away from the seat of the chair. Take a breath in and lift the arms overhead. Look up towards the sky. As you exhale, we're going to hinge from our hips. Let's soften the knees and bring our hands to the seat of the chair. Let yourself fold forward as much as feels comfortable. So for some of you, it could be here. For others, you might want to drop even further down, letting the head hang below the arms and even below the seat of the chair. Wherever you are, feel free to bend the knees deeply if you're feeling a lot of tightness in your hamstrings. And I imagine we all are. But don't be too caught up with that. And just send your breath into the backside of your body. Shake your head, yes. Let's let go of any tension in the neck. And then no. Feeling a little more freedom in the neck now. And as you feel the body start to open up with the breath, maybe you begin to straighten the legs a little more, but that's not necessary. Here we're really concentrating on just letting the back open up and letting gravity help us and do the work by pulling the head towards the floor. That's going to open up all of the vertebra along the spine. So we're creating some space here, and that's the idea. Hands, if you feel comfortable releasing them to the floor, can come to the floor, or they can just stay on the seat of the chair, wherever you feel best. Now on your next breath in, come up just halfway. So here we're gonna get a nice straight spine. So tailbone to crown is nice and long. You wanna feel your belly button pulling in and up. So an engagement in your core center here. Using your hands to stabilize on the seat of the chair, breathe in. And as you exhale, soften the knees and fold all the way down again. Good, now this time we're gonna come all the way to standing. So on your next breath in, press into the soles of the feet and start to roll yourself up to stand, and see if you can bring your arms to sweep up along with you, up to the sky. And then exhale, let your thumbs travel to your heart. So that's a little half sun salutation. We're gonna do that again, but we're gonna do one breath to one movement. So we'll go a little bit faster this time. So here we go. Inhale, arms up and overhead, reaching long. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the seat. Let the head drop all the way down. Inhale, come into that flat back, halfway lift. Engage your navel, get nice and long and straighten your spine. Exhale, soften and fold down all the way once again. Inhale now to rise. Press into your feet, strengthen your legs, and then sweep the arms overhead as you come up, palms meet. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. One more time, feeling the energy beginning to build in the body. Inhale, arms sweep overhead, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Place your hands on the chair and fold forward, softening the knees as much as you need to. Halfway lift, let's get that straight long spine. Look out past the seat of your chair. Exhale to fold and soften in once again. Last time to rise, rooting down through the feet, strong legs take you up. Sweep the arms overhead, and as you exhale, draw the thumbs to heart center. Close your eyes and pause. Feel your breath and your energy rising. Turn up the corners of the mouth, take a deep smile here, and then open your eyes. Very, 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 very nice. Now, let's take a little twist here. I want you to just fold forward from the hips and place your left hand in the center of the chair. We're going to bend into the left knee and try to keep that right leg as straight as possible. Now, as we breathe in, I want you to turn the torso open to the right and lift your right arm. So we're beginning to get a twist into the body here. You may also feel a big opening right along this hip stabilizing muscle, your IT band. Breathe into this shape. It's hard to breathe when we twist, so try to do the best that you can. And then on an exhale, we'll come back to center. Place the right hand where the left was. Bend into your right knee, keep your left leg straight. And on your next breath in, we're going to turn the torso to the left and lift the left arm to about 12 o'clock. Breathing into this twist, you should feel this kind of rolling up the length of the spine from your tailbone, up through the crown of the head, wrapping your ribs around. Big breath in. On the exhale, release. Good. Roll yourself up to stand. Give yourself a couple of good shoulder rolls. We got a twist in. Now let's take it to the chair. Yay, finally, I'm sure you're ready. So make sure your chair again is in a stable position, stable place. And we'll come to sit so that we're a little off the back of the chair. You want to be sort of off, you know, if this were the front of the chair, you want to be away from the back of the chair. So you're closer to the lip of the chair. And we're placing our feet directly below, and our ankles directly below our knees. So there's a 90-degree angle with the legs. You should be able to see that, I think. Yeah. like that, and a nice tall spine. So shoulders over the hips here. We're going to begin to work into the knee and the hip joint now. So bring your right knee into your chest. You're going to interlace your hands across the front of your shin, and you're going to pull your thigh towards your chest. You're not going to bring your chest towards your thigh. So it does not look like this. It looks like this, and I'm pulling my thigh in towards me, okay? Big difference. So do the best that you can. This is going to begin to open up that right hip joint. Let's do some ankle circles while we're here. Since the idea of the class is freedom for all of our joints, any opportunity that we can get to create some movement there is a good one. So let's do that and roll it out in both directions. Keep checking in with your posture. Make sure that your upper back isn't rounding at all, but you're keeping a nice open chest and you're wrapping your shoulder blades onto your back. Yes, very good. And squeeze that thigh in as close as you can towards your chest. Good. Now we're going to extend the leg. Interlace your hands underneath your thigh and press your heel away from you. We're going to work on the feet just a little bit more here. I'm going to ask you to curl your toes on an inhale. So it's like you're making a fist with your toes. And as you exhale, spread the toes open nice and wide. Good. Again, inhale, make a fist with your toes, curl them in. Exhale, spread the toes nice and wide. One more. Inhale, squeeze it in. And exhale, open, fan your toes nice and wide. Now, you can stay with the hands interlaced under the thigh, or maybe for a little extra work and effort, take your hands away from your thigh. And as you inhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards the chest. Exhale, you're going to press the heel out and away from you. This is a big strengthening exercise for our knee and our hip joint. This is really helpful. We all need to do this because we depend so much on these lower big joints. Pressing it away on an exhale. Inhale, pull it in. And exhale, press it out. Now put your hand on your low belly and please tell me that your abdominal muscles are engaged, because they should be working pretty hard here. Good. One more time in, and then exhale out. Good. Now this time as you draw it in, grab just below the kneecap with your right hand. Now we don't want the thigh bone to move. All we're going to do here is start to tick-tock our heel right and left. This is another exercise to really help with our knee stability and our knee strength. So just tick-tocking, you can see my leg isn't moving, it's just my heel. And you may not have a very big range of motion here. That's understandable. This is kind of a hard one to do, but it's a good one to practice to keep us flexible. Good. Now assist your right thigh over your left. Let's make a crossing of our legs. And if it's available to you, maybe your right toes tuck behind your left ankle. That's not necessary. Your toes can just rest alongside, whatever feels comfortable for you. But if you can take that double wrap, we're coming into eagle pose here. So this is a big hip and shoulder joint opener. Arms will come out to a T with the palms facing up. We're going to bring that right arm forward first, and then stack the left on top of the right. Let's bend at the elbows, and then grab opposite shoulders. This is where we'll start. You can stack that left elbow on top of the right. Now just pull your shoulder blades forward as if you were separating your shoulder blades on your back. And just feel how nice that feels to open up those shoulders. For the yogis in the group that would like to go a little bit deeper with eagle arms, bring your forearms up and maybe bring the backs of the hands to meet or the palms to meet for a double wrap with your arms. This is pretty intense, but either option that you choose, any option that you choose, you're getting a nice opening in your shoulders. So wherever you are, do you. Now, wherever you are, squeeze. I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together And I want you to really pull your shoulder blades away from one another so that you're feeling a nice spaciousness in the upper back here. Good. Take one more breath in, deep squeeze. And as we exhale, release just the arms. We're going to take a twist to our right now. So our right hand is going to come behind us to reach for the back of the chair, and the left hand will release outside of your legs. Now look to the right and breathe in as you get a nice tall spine. And exhale as you try to twist, maybe taking your gaze back behind you, maybe rotating the chin towards the back of your space, wherever you are. Breathe in and breathe out. Now turn just the chin. Keep your body the way it is, but turn just your chin to look over your left shoulder. See what that feels like as we get a nice extra stretch in our neck joint here. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's slowly unwind out of our twist. Unwrap your legs and take your feet nice and wide here. Remember, we did that wide stance earlier. Let's do a little cleansing windshield wiping by dropping the right knee down towards the center and then the left. So we're just rotating from side to side, letting go of the sensation of the wrap that we just created in eagle pose. In eagle, we constrict all of the muscles so that when we release, there's a wonderful rush of energy and fresh blood into those very muscles that were being constricted and closed off. So it's a really cool pose that way. Good. Now let's come back to center. Realign yourself if you need to come back towards the edge of the chair. Find your seat once again, and then invite that left knee into the chest. So wrap your fingers around the shin, and if, once again, we're not bringing the chest to the thigh, we're bringing the thigh to the chest. So we're sitting upright, and let's take those yummy ankle rolls here. Sitting up nice and tall. You should feel your belly button drawing back towards your spine to assist with keeping you sitting upright, right? Core is so important as well. When we have these little opportunities to kind of tap into our core and to strengthen it, it's always welcome. Nice. Okay, good. One more big squeeze. Pull that thigh in as close as you can. Sit up nice and tall. Good. And then we'll extend the leg out and we'll thread our hands underneath the thigh. Press the heel away from you. Draw the toes back. And let's do that same foot exercise. Inhale, kind of make a fist with your toes. So scrunch your toes up. Exhale, spread the toes wide. Open up the sole of the foot. Good. Inhale, let's scrunch it in. Exhale, open it up. Press through the heel. One more time. Inhale, curl those toes in. Make like a little fist. And then exhale to spread it out. Now press, press, press through the heel. And release the hands if you would like to, or keep them to the thigh. And as we inhale, we'll draw the knee into the chest, starting our mobility exercise. Exhale to press the heel away. Good. Inhale, draw it in. Not losing our posture, but staying nice and tall. Exhale, press away. You can have your hands underneath your thigh here for support. That works just as well. So remember to modify if that is what you need to do. Press the heel away. One more time, draw it in, and then your left hand is going to come to just below the kneecap here. Stabilize your leg and just send your heel from side to side. So little tick-tock. Don't worry if this isn't a big movement for you. I'm much tighter on this side. I can feel it. I can see it. Yep. But really good for helping our knee joint and our stability and our strength there. Good. Now guide your thigh over your right leg. Try to bring it up nice and high so you get a good wrap, and maybe tuck the toes behind the right ankle, or just allow the toes to rest where they are, whatever feels right. Arms will come out to a T with the palms facing out and up. This time the left hand comes forward first, and then the right stacks on top of the left. Bend at the elbows and reach for opposite shoulders. This time, right elbow on top of left. There we go. Is that right? Yes. There we go. Give yourself a good hug and pull your scapula away from one another here. So nice tug on the shoulder blades, wrapping them forward. And then squeezing, squeezing, squeezing your inner thighs into one another. Option for the double wrap or with the arms for eagle here if you would like. Really paying attention to that spaciousness that you're creating in your upper back between the shoulder blades. Should feel like you're getting lots of room there. Stretching it out, breathing into that space. Squeeze the legs together. One more breath here. On the exhale, we're going to unwind the arms, open to that T shape, and then twist to the left this time. So left hand behind the chair, right hand hooks outside of your legs. Turn to look at the left side of your mat and breathe in to get nice and long in your spine. As you breathe out, we're going to twist any amount. When we breathe in, we want to really elongate the spine. So create some space there so that when we breathe out and twist, we can move with all that spaciousness that we've created. Maybe your chin looks past your left shoulder. Wherever you are, just keep breathing. And now let's turn that right chin to look over, turn the chin to look over the right shoulder. Just inviting in another stretch through the neck. Oh, should feel nice here. Good, and then let's easily unwind ourselves back to center and gently unwrap the legs and just feel that rush of blood and energy as it comes back into the legs. Now taking the feet wide here once again, we'll take our hands to our thighs. You might want to slide all the way forward to the very edge of your chair. And we're going to drop our right shoulder over to the left side. So as we do this, it's like a little twist, and I'm going to press that right thigh open, pressing with my right hand as I turn to look over my left shoulder. Just inviting in a nice twist here, a good shoulder opener, and a really nice inner thigh opener as well. Breathing in and breathing out. Coming back to center. Let's take that to the other side. Now pressing the left thigh open as we turn to the right and look over the right shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out. Good, and then back to center. We'll heel toe the feet back, and then staying on the edge of the chair, pick up your right foot and you're going to drop it to the outside of your chair. So I've created a 90-degree angle here. I'm going to slide myself or pivot my body so that I'm also facing the right side and the shorter edge of my mat. And I'm going to invite my left leg to go back behind me. So first position would be right here. Left knee directly underneath the left hip. I'm on the ball of the left toe mount, right? You can see that. Now, if you feel like you could go a little deeper, maybe slide those toes back and start to straighten out the leg. A lot or a little bit, doesn't matter, either one. We're opening up, you can feel this, I'm sure already, this left hip flexor. You can feel that. And we're staying stable in the pose by grounding through that front right foot and heel, okay? Now stack your hands on top of your right thigh and start to just press into the thigh so that you're lifting your rib cage up and away from your thigh. Any amount here. And again, your left knee can be bent. This can feel really good too. Still getting a nice stretch in the hip flexor or sliding the toe back. and straightening the leg a little bit more. This is our lunge position here. Take a nice breath in. Exhale it out. Lift the arms overhead. Breathe in here. Find some spaciousness in your chest. And as you exhale, let's take a little cactus of the arms and open the chest up to the sky. Squeezing your shoulder blades close to one another on the back. Good. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. And as you exhale, let your hands travel to your heart in that prayer position. Now follow me. As we inhale here, we're going to hinge forward from the hips. So I'm leaning my chest towards my thigh. As we exhale, we're going to press the palms forward, straight out ahead of us, and bring our arm bones in line with our ears, creating this beautiful long diagonal of energy here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Inhale to pull the hands back to heart center, and exhale to hinge upright. Good. Slowly unwind yourself from this side. If you'd like to take a little bit of that windshield wiper in between, just to kind of cleanse the palate, we can do that, and we'll move off to the left side. I hope you all are feeling well and you're feeling like everything's starting to open up and loosen up. All right, left leg this time. Take it off to the left side of your chair. Create the 90-degree angle, knee over ankle. Now the right toes are pressing into the mat, the heel is lifted. Position number 1, you can bring your knee right underneath your hip here. Position 2, sliding the toes back and creating more of a straight leg. Up to you, whatever feels right. And just honor this side, it could be a little bit different. Placing the hands to stack on top of your left thigh. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently press your rib cage away from your thigh. So you're leaning back a little bit here. And maybe you're sending that back heel back as well. Just take some nice even breaths here. Really focusing on the front of your right hip here, getting into the hip flexor on this side. Nice deep breaths, staying grounded and steady. Good, and then bringing the arms overhead on an in-breath. And then cactusing the arms on an exhale. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, lift from the center of your chest. Open up your throat, take an audible exhale if it feels good. And then inhale, bring the arms overhead, palms to meet. Exhale, draw the hands down to your heart center. Coming into that little arrow shape on this side. Inhale as we hinge from the hips, drawing our chest towards our thigh. Exhale as we send our pressed palms all the way forward and out. Aligning our arms with our ears, feeling this beautiful line of energy that we're creating here. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. And inhale to lift the chest up. And exhale to unwind back to center. Very nice, everyone. Give your legs a little shake. And we'll come to stand for one last little bit before we come to seated. So hang in there with me, guys. You're doing a wonderful job. But we can't get out of class until we do chair pose and some squats, because nothing opens up the joints or strengthens us more than a couple of good squats. So chair pose in yoga is referred to as Utkatasana, or is translated as fierce pose. And it is duly named because we're working our lower body muscles, particularly our quads, and a real burning sensation happens in this pose. We don't have to go that deep, but I do want you to feel a little bit of something going on there. So your feet are going to be underneath your hips. Toes are going to be facing forward. Grab onto the back of the chair if you'd like a little extra stability here. And as we inhale, we're just going to drop our booty back and bend into our knees until we come into a squat. Now, what I don't want you to have happen is your knees to come in as you go down. Keep your knees separated as if you're hugging a block between your thighs, and keep your chest lifted. So you don't want to be down here. You want to stay lifted. Good. Inhale to rise up. And exhale to squat down. Now, if you want to add arms, we can add arms. Inhale to rise, sweeping the hands back behind you. Exhale to drop down, sweeping the arms forward, maybe even up. That's a little extra. Inhale, press into the feet to rise. Exhale to drop it down into your chair. So imagine that your tailbone is aiming for the seat of a chair, but you're not actually going to sit into it. We're using those strong core muscles and our strong quads to keep us moving. Good. Let's do one more. And come to rise. Now, extra credit, one-legged chair squats. Lifting one leg and bending into the other. This is difficult. Inhale to lower. Exhale to rise. Just give it a try. Let's do 3. See what happens. Exhale to stand. One more. Inhale to lower. And exhale to rise. All right, switching sides. Standing in the standing leg, lifting the other. Inhale, we'll bend into that standing leg. Exhale to rise. Woo, I feel it. How about you guys? Inhale, lower. Exhale, rise. Last one. Inhale to lower. And exhale to rise. Really nice work, you guys. Give yourself a little yahoo. Let's place our hands on the back of the chair about shoulder width distance apart and walk the feet back all the way for downward facing dog. This is our dessert. This should feel really good after all of that work here. So bend the knees as much as you need to. You want to lift your tailbone up and back. Drop your chest between your arms and just feel a nice stretch as you lengthen out your spine here. Once again, shake your head yes, shake it no. Free yourself up here and breathe into the spaciousness that you've created in your body through this practice today. Oh, so nice. One more breath. Good. Now, open the eyes if they were closed. Walk yourself towards the back of your chair. And we'll take a little back bend. So you'll arrive and you'll just start to roll your shoulders back, press your hips forward, and lift from the center of the chest. Breathing here. Hands can also come to the low back with the fingertips pointing down. You can direct your tailbone down to the ground, pressing the hips forward, lifting out of your low back, and come to center. Our final pose will be tree pose. We have to add in some beautiful balance work. Now that our body is all open and we're feeling strong, adding a little balance is kind of the icing on the cake, right? We're just putting all the challenges together into this final pose of tree pose. So with your hand on the back of the chair, make the leg that's closest to the chair your standing leg. Slide the sole of the opposite foot anywhere along the inseam of your standing leg. You can even guide it all the way up to your inner thigh if that feels good, or simply keep it down at the ankle with your toes grounded onto the floor. Now the knee might want to point forward. We really want to invite it open to the side and pointing down. So you can feel that this is opening the hips here. Wherever you are, please just avoid placing the sole of the foot on your knee joint. That's not a good location. You don't want that, okay? So find something that feels good for you. Now find that good posture, bringing your shoulders over your hips, and find a deep connection with your standing leg. So you really want to root down there. Maybe that right arm comes up and overhead while my right arm or your opposite arm, and maybe the left joins it. Or you could bring hands to prayer, one hand or both in front of your heart. So find something that works for you. If you fall out of your pose, that's actually awesome, because this is how we learn, right? We find where the weak points are. We know we can always go back and try it out again. There's no shame in falling. Falling is our teacher. It's how we learn. It's how we strengthen not only our bodies, but our minds, because we learn to be okay with it, right? There's no judgment in a yoga class. We come to the mat as different beings in different states and conditions every single time. Good. I love how dedicated you are. All right, let's release here. We can shake out the legs. Very nice. And then we'll flip it over to the other side. So you can move your chair or you can move your body, whatever works for you. And same thing, ground down through the standing leg. Find the sole of the opposite foot, a place to rest somewhere along that inner leg line. Please invite your knee to open to the outside and drop it down, wherever it is, right? We want to feel that opening across the front of the hips. And once you feel grounded, and by grounding, I want you to really feel that connection to the earth, as if you were taking root yourself, just like a tree. And begin to maybe add on a little extra with the arms. Now, tree pose is a pose we do a lot in chair yoga because it helps us to focus. And it's very accessible to all practitioners. There's so many ways that you can modify it and so many ways that you can add on to it, whatever you would like to do. So don't be afraid or shy about exploring and trying new versions of tree. If you've nailed it, maybe you want to add a lean or a stretch or something like that. Lots of different things. I'm going to lose my balance, but there you go. It's good. It's all good. All right. Whenever you're ready, release your beautiful tree. Shake everything out. And then let's come to our seat. Now we'll wrap up. You are welcome to slide all the way into the back of your chair at this point and just relax your body. Let's take a few gentle shoulder circles just to let everything go. Make sure that there's no additional tension there. And gently tick-tock your head from side to side, maybe even rolling the chin around so that you get a full rotation in the neck. And if you do that, make sure you do it on both sides. And then finally landing with the head directly over the heart. Close your eyes and rest your hands comfortably, either in your lap or on top of your thighs. Let your shoulders soften down. Relax your feet. Make sure there's no gripping in either the feet or the hands. Soften your jaw. See if you can just part your lips slightly and relax your tongue. Soften all the muscles in the face, between the brow of your eyes, the cheeks, the nose, and the mouth. Let your rib cage relax. Let your pelvis relax. Let the arm bones get heavy. Let your legs get heavy. Let everything in your body soften. And without changing anything, just notice the quality of your breath, the steady beat of your heart, the openness that you may now feel in your body, and the clarity in your mind, as if we swept all the cobwebs away. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Reconnect with the intention that you sent into the universe earlier this morning. Acknowledge the dedication that you have, and acknowledge the fact that you woke up and brought yourself to class this morning. Big smile on the face. It's going to be a beautiful day. Let's bring our thumbs to our third eye center, and let's bow to one another as we say namaste. Thank you all for joining this morning. I hope that felt good to you. It certainly did to me. I love starting my 4th of July off with you guys. So thank you for your presence and your dedication.
Thank you, Melissa. That was wonderful.